Hey everyone, it is Luke Plays to Earn here on my channel where I help the krills, the people who could only put in so much, a reasonable amount of money into NFT gaming, like me, 50, 100 bucks a month. And today I'm talking about Splinterlands again today, and I don't want to rant. But this is going to be a rant video. And it's something that I've been trying to not say. I've been trying to keep it inside me. But I feel like I kind of have to say something. So, I'm sorry if this video is a little bit all over the place. I wrote down some notes so that I hopefully have some clear thoughts here. I'm probably not going to say everything correctly. I'm probably going to miss some things. But just bear with me here because I feel like I have to get off my chest. I didn't think a video game could make me this emotional or this riled up. But maybe it's just now with NFT gaming and, play to earn and having ownership. Maybe I feel like I need to say something. I don't know. Either way, it's happening here. We're making the video, okay? So you're here, you're watching. And basically, I still like Splinterlands. I like playing the game. I still really like the people on the team. It's not that I'm against the team. Every time I've had a conversation with one of the team members, they're awesome as people. But I just feel like I recently have not liked the direction things are heading. And the thing that tipped me over, which I'm titling in this video, is that this is the worst proposal ever, okay? And if you're wondering what proposal I'm talking about, let's jump over to it. It's this one right here, which is right now at a close vote, 67%, 33% against. Begin SPS reward payouts for tower defense pack holders, okay? So, basically, the idea of this proposal is the tower defense game isn't coming soon. Those who bought packs, let's just start paying out the SPS reward now that thankfully they took from the team themselves. So kudos to the team for taking SPS out of your own paycheck rather than, trying to print more or something crazy like that. Kudos to the team on that. But essentially what they're saying is we're now going to reward players not based on the game, but just because they bought packs. And this is a problem I'm seeing in a lot of NFT games, and it's a common practice. So it's not like what Splinterlands is doing is really out of the ordinary here of what they're proposing, because a lot of other NFT games have done this. But I think I'm just getting more and more fed up with the fact that games are selling their NFTs as JPEGs, saying there's a game. There's not a game yet, but they're selling NFTs as if they're a game, but really they're just JPEGs at the moment. Right now, if you bought tower defense packs, sorry, you just bought a picture until there's actual game developed, right? And then promising, hey, we're gonna reward those who bought the NFTs with tokens of a currency that we've made up, and we're just gonna print tokens to reward you NFT owners of our JPEGs. And eventually we'll have a game, maybe not. Tons of games are doing that. So again, it's not necessarily Splinterlands directly. Like this is the worst thing. At least in the defense of Splinterlands, SPS is usable. So there's games that are doing this. They're just printing a token that has literally no utility. So at least with Splinterlands, you can stake it. There's governance proposals. You can do things like buy Rift Watcher packs. We just recently did that. So there's at least that, right? So it's a little bit more defensible for Splinterlands. But I'm just really tired of games doing this. Basically, if you need to raise money for a game to actually get it developed, just tell us that. Just be upfront and say, hey, we're selling NFTs, we're selling tokens because we need to fundraise for our project. We don't have enough money for the developers. Here's the game. Here's, a demo or showable gameplay. I think it should be a minimum. Should be a minimum for these NFT games. So that people can get an idea of actually what the game is going to be like before they decide to invest or help fundraise. If you think about even on Steam, you can go out and you can buy an early access game, a game that's not finished, essentially to help fundraise the game and keep it going while they develop it. But at least there's some gameplay there, right? At least there's something there. And they do that with no reward ever promised, ever. I just don't like this fact that NFT games are coming in and saying, we're going to sell JPEGs. We're going to reward you. So buy them, buy more, buy a ton because we're going to give you rewards. Instead of just saying, hey, we need to raise funds for a game. Do you believe in this project or not? Do you want to be an early adopter? And then if if they do things like buying early, give them a badge, give them a bonus to their NFT, something like that, bonus packs, or make the first initial sales of tower defense less money so that if you're buying in early, you get like a early access discount, and then down the road, the prices are going to move up, something like that. And I get it. People bought these tower defense packs with as far as I know, there was no promise of SPS rewards until the game was actually out. This is a new proposal. This is a new idea. So people who bought packs, I'm not blaming you. I honestly think you bought those packs just because you enjoy tower defense games, you enjoy Splinterlands, you want to support the team and the development of the game. Great. But why are we now going back on that and saying, let's reward players? And the thing I want to point out is the wording of this is the scariest thing to me, okay? So let me move over to the side here so you can actually see. I don't really care if people get paid or not. Really, like, the amount of SPS that's going to go to the tower defense game is set for a certain amount. I think it was 65 months or something like that. And so really it's just going to cut into the play to earn rewards by a few months or so. Maybe, who knows at this rate. They said maybe there's a playable thing next, quarter of 2023. Who knows? It could be 6 months. It could be a year. So they're just eating out of that reward. It's not different to me because I'm probably honestly not going to play tower defense. I didn't buy any packs. Maybe I'll rent and try it out. If they want a reward or not, I don't really care. It doesn't really affect me, to be honest. What I don't like is the philosophy of the statement of why. So let me just read why. This one paragraph, you can go read the whole proposal. By the time you probably see this video, the proposal might be done voting for, because I honestly just didn't even know they were doing this proposal until I listened to the town hall, because I've been out of the loop. Anyways, the goal of this proposal will be to incentivize the sale of tower defense packs, which would take DEC tokens out of circulation as the Splinterlands teams commit to not selling its DEC token or holdings. Taking significant amounts of DEC out of circulation would presumably push the third-party market price higher, bringing the system closer to the point where burning SPS tokens to mint DEC would be profitable, thereby providing additional demand to value the SPS token. So the whole point of this proposal, in case you didn't understand the wording, is essentially a DeFi lever to pump their token prices. The idea is if people want to buy packs with DEC, market prices will go up. People are being rewarded with SPS tokens, so they'll be incentivized to spend their DEC. We're not going to sell off our DEC, so the price is going to go up. If DEC price goes above peg, the 0.001, then now people burn their SPS because they'll get a better price point, and they can do whatever they want. They could trade that DEC back into SPS, and essentially it'll just burn more SPS. So is that a bad thing? No, not necessarily. Higher token prices, I think people would be happy about. Burning of SPS, I think people would be happy about. But to me, it's concerning that is the reason why. It's concerning that basically we want to reward players just for buying these packs of a game that's not even out yet, simply because we want to have a token price pump. Which this doesn't necessarily guarantee. I can understand some of the logic, but honestly, I think more of the token prices are going to be related to the bear market anyways. Unless we get out of the bear market, I don't really see DEC going back to peg anytime soon. That's neither here or there. More so I want to talk about is the philosophy. The philosophy that I have a problem with is that basically what Splinterlands is telling me with this statement and what they've been saying in their town halls is that we believe more people will play our game if our token prices are higher. Not, hey, we think we're building out a freaking great game that everyone will want to play, regardless if they're earning 1 cent a week or $100 a day. Okay, maybe that's a little bit extreme comparison there. But the problem, again, let me restate that. People will come to play our game. People will see Splinterlands. They'll see the attention of it because SPS and DC token prices are higher. They didn't necessarily say that in this paragraph, but that's a lot of what the town hall pretty much flat out said. We think if the token prices are higher, more players will be interested in playing the game. To me, this is saying we care more about the crypto, we care more about the DeFi than the gameplay. And they even brought in the town hall Neil on to the show, which I don't know Neil. He seems like a great guy. I'm not here to talk crap about Neil. My point is, who they bring on was a crypto whale who's been in Splinterlands playing Splinters forever and basically said, I'm a guy who's in love with DeFi. So they put out this proposal. They bring on Neil, who's representing the community. Again, nothing wrong with Neil or his perspective. Great job, Neil. But I don't think Neil should be the one speaking for the rest of the community. Like, if you're going to bring Neil on, bring on someone who cares more about the game, who's not this like DeFi guru, crypto bro. Like, bring on me, bring on Rogue Patton, bring on like whoever who's like just a dedicated player of the game to like give a counterweight or a counterbalance. Like, it feels heavily just these DeFi people and crypto whales representing the whole community of gamers. And it's just, I don't know. It's frustrating to me. So, the problems with this, I need to read my notes. I need to collect my thoughts here. So, honestly, I think higher token prices aren't a bad thing. I think it could bring in more investors, but I don't think it actually brings in people who like the game. Maybe it brings more scholars to come back to play because now they can earn, $5 a day instead of 50 cents a day. So maybe you get more of your scholar players back. But I don't think token prices necessarily bring in the Hearthstone players. They don't bring in the players from Web 2. They don't bring in players who are coming to Splinterlands because they think it's a good game. They're coming because, I can earn money. And I think that's just backwards. I think that's a wrong philosophy. I think that's a wrong way to go about things. Could it work to pump their tokens? Sure. But again, I think that's ultimately the problem. And a shout out to the team for Ali getting in there, Ali Straza with the Hearthstone streams. Like, she's been doing it. So they have been doing some marketing to Web2 and stuff like that. But it's more so the philosophy of what I'm seeing that I'm concerned about. So I'm not a politician. I'm not an economist, whatever you want to call it. I took AP Econ in high school. But what I'm feeling and sensing for Splinterlands is this idea that they just believe in trickle-down economics, which, if you don't know what that is pretty much the bigger people get more money at the top, and so that, eventually trickles down to the low krills or minnows and stuff here at the bottom. And I feel like that's what they've been saying, that's their philosophy, and that's how they've been acting, right? Let's reward the higher leagues. Let's pay out to SPS who heavily bought all these tower defense packs. Let's keep the whales fat and happy with all these promo cards and new things and attract more whales. If more higher leagues are winning, more whales will want to come in. More investors and guilds will dump money into the ecosystem, and eventually that will trickle down to us krills. Now, I'm not here to argue trickle-down economics, okay? I don't know. I don't know enough to say if that works or doesn't work. It's more so the problem that I feel like they are trying to attract investors and not players. And maybe as a whole team, that's not necessarily true, but in the town halls, in these proposals, in the promos, that's how it feels and that's how I'm perceiving it. I feel like it's rather than let's find 1 million players, let's get them into the game for $10 spellbook. Guess what? That's $10 million. That's $10 million. Instead, what I feel like is their focus is let's get 10 giant whales to put in $1 million each. And those investors honestly probably won't even play the game. Because if someone's got $1 million to throw at an NFT game, they're probably some big VC shark or whatever that has better things to do with their time than to play video games. If we're being honest, they probably don't play. Maybe if they're a guild, they'll bring in guild players. But most of those giant big whales, I'm not trying to speak for all of them, but probably most of them wouldn't even be playing the game if we're being honest. And I feel like everything that Splinterlands has put out, maybe for even the last year since I've started playing, I don't know. Everything they've put out has priced out gamers. The gamers, those who are here not because of crypto, not because they're an investor, because they want to play a game and they think the play to earn or NFT ownership aspect is interesting. And people like me who are like, I can put in $50 to $100 a month. My video game budget that I was going to spend anyways on Switch or Xbox or whatever, I can put that into the game. Every promo card, every reward shift, the massive amount of tower defense packs that were needed to play in the alpha or to get promos. I don't remember what all the tower defense was. But pretty much everything they're putting out, even with this new neutral monster that's coming with the Splinterfest stuff, everything is $500 minimum. Minimum. Maybe you can argue with Rooney if you got the vouchers and you bought all those vouchers. Maybe it's like $300 or something like that. I don't know. But pretty much every promo has been $500 minimum or $2,000 or more. Who's going to be doing that? One, players that have already been here for a while and have become whales from getting in here early. There might be a couple people, a couple gamers that are willing to fork out every once in a while $500 price tag because they've really fallen in love in the game. I do admit there are those people, but it's a small percentage. And then investors. The people like me, I'm not going to buy a $2,000 Waka. I'm not going to buy a $500 Rooney. I'm not probably going to be able to afford whatever this neutral promo card is, right? Like, I just feel frustrated because they have not given a single bone to the Krills. They have not given a single anything cool to those who are in bronze, silver, and low gold. And so I'm just frustrated. I still like the game. I still like the team members, but I feel like the direction has not gone the way I personally would like to see. And I think a lot of people have been frustrated with. A lot of people have really just said that in my community for months now, or have just left my community, left Splinterlands. And so I feel like it's time to say something. But let me say something with constructive criticism, because even though this is a ranty video, maybe I've offended some people. I don't know. Sorry if I did. Or the team member. Sorry if you're a team member and you're offended. This is just how I'm feeling. I'm trying to do it in a way that now I can set up some constructive criticism as well of things that I think would help. Okay. So this is already a freaking long video. So if you're here already, well done. Well done. Here are two things though. Let me wrap up the problems into two nice baskets of things that I feel like they're communicating, philosophies that I don't like. One, decentralization in DeFi is greater than gameplay. Okay. We've seen that in choices for land being delayed for SPS so that we can get a decentralized governance proposal. That's awesome. I love what they're trying to accomplish and do. But that means land was pushed out to, next year, which they talked about in the town hall. And I don't even care about the land rewards. I don't even care about from investment point. Land was supposed to bring a layer 2.0 gameplay function to the game and make it more strategic that we can counter opponents with spells and items. It's a fundamental, not just investment, but fundamental part of the game that was delayed way out for the sake of decentralization. We've seen that in the little gameplay updates that we've gotten for the last year since I've been playing. I've been playing Splinterlands for a year now. It's almost the exact freaking same game it was a year ago, besides some new card additions. Besides that, what has changed about the gameplay? Maybe you can argue, okay, the focus points, wins mattering more. That was a gameplay change. Really, I think that was more of an economy change with gameplay side effects. And yeah, that did make the game better, more interesting. But there's not been tournament updates, brawl updates. There hasn't been any, rule sets or any cool changes. New cards, great. A couple new abilities, okay. Focus points. Maybe I'm forgetting something else. Besides that, I've been playing the same freaking game for a year with minimal gameplay updates. And a lot of the resources, a lot of the development has been towards the economy changes, Maybe you can argue some of it is the tech modernization and they don't want to make major gameplay updates until the tech modernization is done. Great. Say that. And they did say that about Land, which I appreciated. They did say that about Land, so well done there. But why haven't we, like, can we not get new rule sets until tech modernization is out? Is that the case? Maybe it is. I don't know. But it just, again, decentralization, DeFi. Let's pull those DeFi levers. Let's fix the economy. Let's give things to the whales. Let's make our tokens pump. All these things about promos, new releases. Woo, look at this shiny stuff. Gameplay updates. I just said 3 little things. 3 little freaking things, guys. Maybe I'm missing one, but still. So that's the first one. Gameplay feels really undervalued in both their words and their actions. Secondly, the thing I don't like that they're communicating is that bronze and silver players don't matter. I doubt the team actually thinks that. I doubt the team actually believes that. No one has flat out said that in a town hall. No one says, hey, screw you silver or bronze players. But that's how I've perceived their actions and their words often in the town hall. And I would bet others have perceived that as well. And I would never want to be an owner or a team member of an NFT game. That sounds terrifying. I'm sure it's very difficult. I'm sure they get so many complaints. Video game developers and owners and people making changes in video games already get a ton of complaints. I can't imagine how many complaints they get now that crypto, play to earn, and NFTs are involved, right? So I get it. They probably get a nasty amount of negative complaints all the time. But I feel like the team's response, and maybe this is just aggroed sass, I don't know. But basically what I've heard for silver and bronze players is stop complaining, be quiet, just invest more money. If you want more rewards, just invest more money. And it's true. Maybe the rewards probably needed to be fixed. It probably needs to be more balanced and weighted towards players who've spent thousands and thousands of dollars getting high rewards, and players who put in, $5 shouldn't be getting many rewards. That makes sense. I'm not saying that doesn't make sense. But if your goal, which they've said their goal before, is to bring in tons of people into Web3 gaming, crypto, NFTs, financial freedom, if you really want millions of players, you have to figure out how to make these economy changes in a way that doesn't piss them off and makes them feel undervalued. It's just not, the prices of the cards, it's not realistic, even with rentals, for millions of players to play in Diamond or Champion. There's not even enough cards possible for more than a few thousand champion level decks for Chaos Legion, okay? So if your goal is to actually get players, gamers, millions of people into Web3 gaming, NFTs, crypto, all those things, financial freedom that you talk about, you have to appreciate bronze and silver players. And if you need to make economy changes, do it, but do it in a way that is apologetic and shows that you care about that community. Like, do it in a way that says, okay, sorry guys, we need to reward champion players. We need to make changes so there's not as many bots. We need to make changes so this economy is sustainable. But we're really sorry for nerfing rewards. So here's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get more sponsors that are going to come in and run bronze and silver tournaments so that, hey, maybe we can't reward you directly the way we want to, but we're trying to work with other people that might bring in more rewards and sponsor some of our tournaments. Like the ZenSports tournament that I got to do last year, where we did with just bronze players, $1,000, that was exciting. That was fun. And you could say that, hey, sorry, we got to change the daily rewards, but here's some other things we're doing. Or, hey, here's a promo card to everyone who's played this game daily for an entire year. Okay, maybe that's not a great solution, but you see what I'm saying? You can still do things to appreciate the bronze and silver players, make them feel like they matter even if they're getting less rewards, and say, thank you for being a part of our community. We care about you. We need to make this sustainable. But let us show us our appreciation in other ways. Instead, it's, hey, quit your complaining, just put more money in. Bruh. Like, how many freaking people do you think has $100,000 to play in Champion? Like, that's just insane. Where do people get this money to play $100,000 or spend $10 a day renting trying to get into Champion? I mean, I'm spending $1 plus right now in rentals, and I can't even freaking make it to Diamond. So, just if you have to nerf rewards, if you have to change things up, do it in a way, please, where you still show you care about bronze and silver players. Because I don't actually think, at least I perceive that you don't. I'm sure people on the team do. But I perceive, that's the communication. I perceive that you don't. So, what are some fixes? Well, I said I would be constructive. We were going to be a freaking half-hour video. Okay, so I've talked about, at least in my last video, about ghost card tournaments. I think ghost card tournaments could give a even playing field that would make the gameplay super fun for a lot of people. Could bring in Web 2 gamers. If you want to see what I said about ghost card tournaments and how I would implement them, just go watch my last video. I don't want to, this video is so long, I don't want to repeat. That's one. Two, easy rentable decks that you can rent for an entire season. And I know Nifty Arcade is working on renting out their deck system, which is awesome. I've been begging for this for a while. It is so hard for new players to come in, low-level players to figure out what cards do I rent. And so it'd be nice to just have a feature for gameplay's sake. Here's just a Bronze Chaos Legion deck. Rent, one button, go. Scholar, one button, go. Like this system is so complex in this game. Like, make some easier ways to get into it. That's another one. 3, more gameplay updates. Show a balance. Show a balance between the DeFi decentralization and gameplay. Right now it's here. Bring it back to even playing field, okay? Give us more rule sets. Give us more Brawl tournament features. More interesting leaderboards. You know, I know Land is going to be here for a while, but Land 2.0 of the gameplay is going to make this game actually way more interesting. You know, make leaderboards where people in bronze and silver can compete besides just like the top 30 players, because that's not realistic for most people to get there. Like, do gameplay changes. Bring achievements. Think of how cool it would be if, like, you can get an NFT badge of you won 1,000 or 10,000 matches, or this is how much sneak attack damage you've done. Like, think about how fun games are with achievements without any promise of reward. Like, it's just something to say, like, hey, this game is fun. Like, put resources to that. And I think what would help is if you can get a roadmap out. Here's like the company updates, and here's a roadmap of gameplay. Because right now, part of the problem is I feel like they talk often about gameplay updates in the town halls. And they say, oh yeah, that is a problem. And then we just never hear about it again. Is it a problem? Are you guys working on it? Is it just not possible because of something like the tech modernization? I just have no freaking clue. Things like we've been talking about for a year. Like I just said, season rentals would be great. We've been talking about for a year how bronze is not a fun game. Bring in some more higher mana caps. Bring in some more rule sets. Make it interesting. We've literally been talking about that for a year plus. And they've admitted on the town hall, yeah, that's probably a problem. We should change that. It's been a year. Are we changing it or are we not? Do you guys care? Do you not? Is that something you care about you just can't do right now? I don't know. So have a roadmap of like, or just a list of like, here's the gameplay fixes. We've heard the community. Here's why we can do it now or why we can't. Here's the expected times where we can do this. That would be helpful. Other couple quick things. Just, you know, make a gameplay focused team. You know, put Bulldog and Weirdbeard. Make other people on there. Weirdbeard's doing a great job with those feedbacks on the brawls and the tournaments. I really appreciated Weirdbeard. Shout out to Weirdbeard and Nate, because when they talk, it seems like they're actually talking about a video game and not just some like DeFi thing. And even on Weirdbeard on one of our early Splinter Talk podcasts said, you know, like gamers don't care about freaking liquidity pools and land. Like they just want to play a game. So shout out to Weirdbeard. You're rocking it. Give him a team. Give him a resource. Develop a resource, and all they do each and every month is get community feedback, and they say, hey, what updates can we put in the game this month to make it more fun? Not What do we need to do to fix the economy? Not what promo card are we going to release? Just gameplay, life fixes, updates, helps. Things that, quality of life fixes. And make it freaking more fun. Come on. And then, as I said earlier, just every once in a while, give a bone. Show appreciation to your bronze and silver players. Whatever that is. Maybe it's not even a reward, a financial reward, but can you give them like a fun NFT, a collectible, a shout out? I don't know. Just give them something to show that you care, even if it's not financial. Okay? This video is freaking forever long. I've said a lot. I've probably said some things wrong, so I apologize if I said anything wrong or offended anyone. But I just had to get all this off my chest. Probably should have done it in 2 videos or condensed my thoughts a little bit, but thank you for watching. Now is the time for you to drop in the comments below. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why you disagree. Tell me why feeding the whales and, why DeFi and decentralization matters more than gameplay. I don't know. Let's just have a discussion. I'm down. I'm ready. I think that's it, guys. I love you. I still like Splinterlands. This is not supposed to be a FOMO video. I'm not like selling all my cards. I'm still like here. It's more so, here are my frustrations. Here's how I hope things improve. Splinterlands team, if you watch this, take it or leave it. I don't know. Community, tell me if you care, agree, or disagree. I'm going to end it. It's way too long. See you guys. Peace out. Paul Alam. Gracias. Merci for watching. I'll see you guys next time.